The alarm cut through the bridge like a blade. Red lights flickered, shadows dancing over tense faces. Commander Liam Arden slammed his palm on the console, eyes narrowing at the display. Signal detected. Unknown ship. Incoming fast. The crew froze. Deep space was usually silent, empty. Nothing moved here for centuries. Yet the monitors showed a warship. Not alien signatures, not commercial tags, but unmistakably human. And it wasn't friendly. Speed? Distance. Liam barked. His voice held calm, but his heart thudded. Every second counted. 500 kilometers, closing in at sublight speeds beyond calculation, Lieutenant Mara Voss replied, her hands flying over the controls. Her voice trembled despite her training. It's armed. Liam's mind raced. This wasn't a scout. Not a transport. It was a warship, centuries lost, returning from some forgotten human colony. How could anyone have built something like this in secret? His crew exchanged anxious glances, fear reflected in their eyes. Set intercept course. Maximum shields. Prepare weapons for immediate engagement, Liam ordered. He didn't hesitate. Inaction would mean death. His crew obeyed, the hum of the engines vibrating through the hull. Every second now carried weight. On the monitor, the warship shimmered strangely as if it weren't fully there. Pulsing energy wrapped its hull like a ghostly aura. What is that? Mara whispered, voice barely audible. Liam leaned closer. His instincts told him this was more than human engineering. It moved like it had a mind of its own. He tapped a sequence on the console, trying to scan its core. Data flowed back fragmented, distorted. Faint life signs flashed. There's something alive inside, Liam said. His chest tightened. Humans? Or something else? Suddenly the void around them roared. A shockwave slammed Liam's ship from all sides. Alarms screamed, lights flickered. Crew members were thrown against harnesses. Mara's voice cut through, panicked. We're losing stabilization. Hull integrity dropping. Liam's fingers danced over the controls, rerouting power to shields. He gritted his teeth, forcing the panic down. Steady. Focus. We survived this, he muttered. Every second he waited, the warship closed the distance. The strange pulses surrounding the enemy ship grew stronger. Sensors detected objects moving inside the aura. Small, fast, unidentifiable shapes. Something scuttled, darted, but there was no way to see it clearly. The human crew held their breath. Liam's eyes didn't leave the screen. Every instinct screamed that the ship was alive in more ways than one. Shields at 40%. Mara yelled. Sparks arced along the console. If we get hit again, we're toast. Liam's jaw tightened. Then we hit them first. He initiated a risky maneuver, slingshotting the ship around a nearby asteroid field to intercept at an unexpected angle. The move was dangerous, but hesitation would be fatal. His crew followed orders with precision. They trusted him. As they approached, the life signs intensified. The ship wasn't empty. And then, through the static of failing sensors, a single figure appeared. Human in shape, but its movements were jerky, mechanical. Liam leaned closer, recognizing the impossible. Someone, or something, was inside. Waiting. Watching. Mara's voice trembled again. Commander, it's looking at us. Liam swallowed hard. He felt a mix of fear and exhilaration, the human spirit thrumming in his veins. This was not just survival. This was discovery. Every decision from now on could save lives, or end them. Open a channel, he ordered. Static hissed through the speakers. No response. Not words, not sounds, only the hum of energy from the warship. It was deliberate. It was intelligent. And it knew they were there. Then, without warning, the ship's aura flared violently, a burst of light that shook Liam's vessel like a thunderclap. Systems overloaded, and for a moment, everything went dark. Red warning lights flickered weakly, the silence after the storm deafening. When the sensors came back online, the warship had vanished. Not hidden by stealth, it was gone. And yet, a faint trail of energy lingered, pulsing toward the outer edge of the sector, like a heartbeat. Liam's voice was low but sharp. It's moving. Fast. And it's not alone. The crew exchanged wide-eyed stares. Questions burned in the void between them. Where was it going? Who, or what, was on board? And most importantly, why human? Liam's hands hovered over the controls, mind racing. He had seen impossible things before, but this was different. This was a ghost of humanity itself, armed, alive, and waiting. And somewhere inside that vessel, answers and dangers lurked. Set pursuit, Liam said, determination cutting through the tension. "We're not letting it disappear." As the engines roared to life, a shadow flickered across the main viewport. Something moved along the warship's hull, a figure not quite human yet not fully alien. It stared at them for a fraction of a second, then vanished into the darkness. Liam's stomach knotted. His gut told him this was only the beginning. Something bigger, older, and far more dangerous was out there. And it knew they were coming. Liam's ship shuddered as the engine strained, cutting through the dark void toward the unknown warship. The energy trail ahead pulsed like a heartbeat, each flicker raising the hair on his arms. He gripped the console, eyes locked on the path. "Keep shields at maximum," he ordered. "We don't know what this ship is capable of, but we find out on our terms." Mara's fingers flew over the controls, rerouting power to engines and shields. "Commander, it's reacting to us. Energy fluctuations are rising," she said, her voice tense. Sparks danced across the console. The ship groaned under strain. Liam's gaze snapped to the monitor. Small bursts of light appeared along the warship's hull, like sparks flying off a forge. "Weapons?" he asked, though the answer was obvious. The ship wasn't just moving, it was testing them. Threatening them. "Non-lethal pulses, for now," Mara said. Relief barely touched her words before the console screamed again. Hull pressure dropping. Minor cracks forming. Liam's jaw clenched. "Hold it steady. Adjust trajectory to compensate for gravity anomalies. We're not dying out here." His voice was calm, sharp, and commanding. Every word anchored his crew amid the chaos. A shadow darted across the main viewport. Liam leaned forward. The energy pulses along the warship shifted, forming shapes. Something moved inside, fast, small, almost insect-like, yet too coordinated to be random. The crew exchanged worried looks. Liam's gut twisted. "It's alive," he muttered. "Or someone's inside." The unknown ship fired again, a pulse of energy that slammed into the void between them. Liam's vessel rocked violently. Lights flickered, alarms blared. Crew members gritted their teeth against the sudden G-forces. Mara yelled, "Shields at 30%. If we take another hit, we lose control." Liam's mind raced. Retreat wasn't an option. The unknown ship was faster and smarter than anticipated. And every second it remained unchallenged, it could disappear again. He took a deep breath, letting the fear fuel him instead of paralyzing him. "Divert auxiliary power to forward thrusters. We intercept now." The ship groaned as energy flowed into engines. Liam guided them through the heart of the energy trail, dodging flares of pulsing light. He saw it more clearly now. Strange, translucent creatures skittered across the hull of the warship, their bodies glinting with alien colors. Not fully human, not fully alien, some hybrid of technology and life. They reacted to his ship's presence, almost like predators testing a threat. "Commander, they're coming toward us," Mara said, fear sharpening her voice. She pointed to tiny life forms darting toward their shields. "Hull integrity will not hold for long." Liam acted without hesitation. "Target the pulses. Disperse them with the forward shields. Focus on precision, not power." The crew followed his commands with speed born from trust. Energy fields flared, scattering the tiny creatures harmlessly away. The first mini-payoff moment, no one died. Small smiles flickered across the tense faces of his crew. But the warship wasn't finished. Another pulse hit, stronger this time, sending Liam's ship spinning. He felt the engine scream as systems overloaded. Every calculation screamed that collision was imminent. He gritted his teeth. Humans survived through intelligence, improvisation, and courage. He leaned into the console, pushing the ship into a daring evasive maneuver, looping around a massive asteroid, banking hard, avoiding the next pulse. Through the viewport, Liam saw it. The alien-human hybrid inside the warship paused as if watching him. Its single glowing eye, or was it a sensor, stared directly at the crew. A strange, almost human expression crossed its face. Fear? Recognition? Curiosity? Liam couldn't tell. His heart pounded. "Commander," Mara whispered, her voice barely audible over the alarms. It knows we're human." Liam's stomach tightened. That small revelation hit harder than the pulses. This ship, this creature, it had been waiting. Perhaps for them. Perhaps for someone like them. Every instinct told him caution was wise. But human courage demanded action. He reached for the communications panel, routing a low-frequency pulse toward the warship. No words, just a simple signal, human identification. Almost instantly, the strange energy around the enemy ship pulsed violently, brighter than before. Lights danced along its hull in patterns that felt deliberate, intelligent. Then, without warning, the warship released a concentrated burst of energy. Liam's vessel lurched violently. Hull breaches appeared along the starboard side. Sparks flew and oxygen pressure dropped. "Brace for impact," he shouted. Crew strapped themselves down, eyes wide with tension. Liam's mind ran 1,000 calculations at once. Retreat was an option, but he refused to let this mystery slip away. He had to act. The unknown warship slowed for the first time. Its pulse stabilized, almost like it was observing Liam's next move. His chance. He seized it, launching a high-risk approach, weaving between bursts of energy. Every action had meaning, every choice carried weight. One wrong move and death would claim them. As they neared the warship, the alien-like creature inside scuttled along the inner hull, suddenly pausing at the bridge window. Its form shimmered, revealing more detail. Limbs too long, skin that caught the light like liquid metal, a head that tilted with intelligence. Its eye, or sensor, locked onto Liam's own. For a heartbeat, time froze. Then the warship emitted a low, resonating hum that rattled the bones of Liam's crew. Energy surged, lights flickered, and a faint crack appeared across the viewport, like the ship itself was testing them. Liam's fingers hovered over the console. One decision now would decide everything. He took a deep breath. "Prepare to board," he said, voice steady, controlled. "We're not leaving until we understand what's inside." A sudden pulse slammed their ship from the side, throwing Mara into the console. Sparks flew. Alarms screamed. The warship had reacted, intelligent, alive, and dangerous. Liam's heart raced. Something was watching, waiting, and it knew they were coming. The boarding pod hissed as it detached from Liam's ship, drifting silently toward the massive, ghostly warship. Every second stretched, charged with danger. The crew inside held their breaths, eyes wide, scanning the alien hull. The pulsing energy seemed almost alive, rippling along the metallic surface as if sensing their presence. "Brace yourselves," Liam said, his voice steady but low. "We don't know what's waiting inside. Stay sharp." His hands gripped the edge of the pod as it clamped onto an airlock. The magnetic locks hissed, and the door began to open, revealing darkness inside. As they entered, the interior was both familiar and alien. The walls gleamed with human engineering, but twisted, advanced beyond anything Liam had ever seen. Lights flickered along corridors, pulsing in rhythm with the energy outside. Strange, translucent creatures scuttled in the shadows, observing silently. Some hissed when the crew passed, but none attacked. Liam's heart pounded. He had expected hostility, yet this ship behaved like it was waiting. Almost anticipating. "Scan the life signs," he ordered. "I need to know what's here." Mara's fingers flew over the console embedded in the pod. The sensors flickered, showing faint readings, humanoid, alien, and unknown. One signal pulsed stronger than the rest. "Commander, something's in the bridge. Alive. Moving. But it's not fully human." Liam nodded, determination burning in his chest. "Then that's where we go. Keep your wits. Stick to the plan." The crew moved in formation, weapons ready but lowered. They didn't want to fight, they wanted answers. As they advanced, the ship seemed to react. Hallways shifted subtly, lights dimming and brightening in patterns that mirrored their steps. Liam frowned. "It's learning us," he muttered. "Or testing us." Then a sudden pulse slammed through the corridor, throwing Mara against the wall. She gasped but quickly regained her footing. "It's testing our response," she yelled. Liam gritted his teeth. Every choice now mattered. Every hesitation could cost them their lives. They reached the bridge. The door was massive, covered in energy conduits that crackled faintly. Liam reached for the control panel, scanning for a safe way inside. The energy pulse flared violently, almost like a warning. The crew froze. Liam looked at them, calm and resolute. "Step carefully. We go together. Trust each other." He touched the panel. Lights danced across his fingertips as the airlock disengaged. The bridge opened to reveal a shocking sight. The entire room was empty, except for a single creature standing in the center. Its body shimmered like liquid metal, limbs long and elegant, head tilted with intelligence. Its eyes or sensors locked onto Liam. The crew tensed, weapons raised. Liam stepped forward. "I'm Commander Liam Arden. We mean no harm," he said, his voice firm but calm. The creature didn't respond. It simply observed, its gaze piercing. Then, in a flicker of movement, it scuttled closer. It wasn't aggressive. It circled Liam, almost studying him. Mara whispered, It recognizes us. Us, human. Liam's stomach tightened. Recognition? From what? The warship's logs might hold the answer, but this creature, this guardian, was the key. He had to earn its trust. He slowly lowered his weapon. "We're here to understand," he said. "To learn. To protect if we can." For a moment nothing happened. Then the creature's body glowed faintly, emitting soft pulses that echoed through the bridge. The warship itself seemed to respond, energy flowing through the walls, lighting the room in rhythm with the creature's movements. Liam felt it, the ship was alive. Semi-sentient. And it recognized human intent. "Commander." "The logs," Mara said, pointing to a console. It's letting us access them." Liam approached cautiously, fingers trembling slightly as he activated the interface. Streams of data appeared: blueprints, historical logs, mission records. The ship had been built centuries ago by humans from a colony thought lost in time. Its original mission: protect humanity, guard the galaxy against an unknown threat. Not to conquer, not to attack, but to defend. Suddenly, a warning flashed across the console. The warship detected movement outside. Alien vessels, larger and more advanced than anything in the current galactic registry, were converging on their location. The ship's semi-sentience pulsed urgently, almost communicating with Liam. He understood immediately. They weren't just in danger, they were at the center of something far bigger than themselves. This ship, its creature, and the approaching aliens were all pieces of a puzzle with stakes beyond comprehension. "Prepare defenses," Liam ordered, adrenaline surging. "If they think we're easy prey, they'll regret it." He glanced at the creature. It seemed to acknowledge him, then moved toward the main control panel. In a flash of understanding, Liam realized, this creature wasn't just guarding the ship. It could interface with it, guide them, help them survive. Mara's voice broke through his focus. "Commander, look at this." On a secondary monitor, the energy pulses traced a path, a possible escape route, but also a trail leading deeper into uncharted space. The logs suggested hidden fleets, other ships like this one waiting for humans to return. Liam's heart pounded. The unknown warship wasn't just a relic. It was a key. A weapon. A guardian. And now humanity had a chance to reclaim it. But first they had to survive what was coming. The bridge lights flickered. A warning siren blared. The alien fleet had appeared at the edge of sensor range. Liam's fingers hovered over the controls. One wrong move, and they would be destroyed before understanding even a fraction of what they had found. He exhaled, steadying himself. "We fight smart. We fight together. And we don't leave anyone behind," he said, eyes fixed on the viewport. The unknown warship pulsed as if agreeing. Then, without warning, the creature emitted a high-pitched resonance, and the warship shuddered violently. A hidden panel in the floor slid open, revealing a hatch leading downward. Energy readings spiked. Something massive was sleeping below, waiting. Liam's eyes widened. He realized with a cold certainty, the ship had more secrets than they could imagine. The path forward would be dangerous. And whatever lay beneath that hatch could change everything. The bridge shook violently as the alien fleet closed in, massive silhouettes eclipsing distant stars. Liam's fingers danced across the controls, rerouting power to shields, engines and weapons. Sparks arced along the consoles, the hum of energy pulsing like a living heartbeat around them. Every breath felt heavy, every decision carrying life or death weight. "Commander, they're locking weapons on us," Mara shouted. "If we don't move now, we're toast." Liam's jaw tightened. Retreat wasn't an option. They had no backup, no chance for reinforcement. But humans thrived on impossible odds. "Prepare for full engagement," he said, voice cutting through the alarms. "We'll do this smart. We'll survive and we'll show them what humans are capable of." The alien ships fired first. Energy beams tore through space, ripping small craters in nearby asteroids. Liam's ship lurched, shields flaring under the impact. Crew members gritted their teeth, clinging to harnesses. Mara shouted updates as systems overloaded, her fingers flying across the console. Liam took a deep breath. Fear surged, but courage roared louder. "Initiate warp loop around the warship," he ordered. "Use the energy pulses. Confuse them. Lead them into the asteroid field." The plan was risky, almost suicidal, but hesitation would be fatal. The unknown warship responded. Its semi-sentient hull shimmered with energy, almost like it was breathing, alive and aware. Liam felt a strange connection. The creature from the bridge scuttled to the control interface, touching conduits with luminous limbs. Energy flowed through it, merging human commands with its own instinct. Liam realized the ship wasn't just reacting, It was learning, adapting, fighting with them. "Commander, it's helping us," Mara whispered, awe in her voice. "It understands your intent." Liam's heart swelled. Humanity had always survived by courage and intelligence, but now, combined with this ancient human creation, they had an edge the aliens couldn't anticipate. "Good," he muttered. "Then let's make it count." The warp loop began. Liam's ship raced along the warship's hull, energy pulsing beneath them like veins of light. Alien weapons fired blindly, striking asteroids and missing their target, while the human crew maneuvered with precision. Small winds flickered across the monitors. Minor hits on alien shields, engines damaged, retreat paths opened. Each victory sparked hope, tension rising with every pulse. Suddenly, a massive energy surge erupted from the unknown warship. Liam's vessel was caught in its wake, flung toward the center of the alien formation. Alarms blared, sparks flew. Mara gritted her teeth, holding the controls steady. "Hull at 15%. We can't take another hit." Liam's mind raced. He spotted the alien flagship, a towering ship with unknown energy signatures, faster and more destructive than the rest. If it fired, all would be lost. Then a risky idea struck him. "We use the ship's core," he said. "Focus every energy pulse forward. Disrupt their formation." Mara's eyes widened. "That could overload us too." "I know," Liam said calmly. "But it's the only way." He keyed the sequence. Energy surged through the warship and into Liam's vessel, converging in a concentrated beam. Light exploded outward, blinding, scorching the void. Alien ships twisted, shields collapsing, their formation scattering chaotically. The creature in the bridge pulsed in synchronization, guiding the energy like a conductor. Liam felt it: trust, intelligence, understanding between human and alien hybrid. They were fighting as one. A sudden jolt threw them forward. One of the alien ships managed to strike, tearing a chunk of the hull. Crew screamed, harnesses strained, oxygen alarms blared. Liam gritted his teeth and redirected emergency power, stabilizing the vessel. Small victory, no lives lost. Every second now was precious. Almost there. Liam shouted, determination flaring. The energy beam continued to pulse, carving a path through the alien fleet. The flagship faltered, then broke formation, retreating with its damaged escorts. The void cleared. Silence followed, heavy and electric. The crew exhaled in relief. Small smiles flickered amid exhaustion. Mara leaned back, wiping sweat from her brow. We did it. We survived." Liam's eyes scanned the viewport. The unknown warship pulsed softly, energy dimming like a heartbeat slowing. The creature approached him, touching his hand with a glowing limb. Liam felt something deep, a connection, understanding, a bond formed in the heart of impossible odds. "Commander," Mara said softly, awe in her voice. It's alive. And it saved us." Liam nodded, a mix of pride and exhaustion flooding him. "It's more than alive," he said. "It's human. In every way that matters." The realization struck hard. Humanity wasn't just surviving, they were guiding, protecting, inspiring even in the darkest corners of space. The warship's logs flickered across the console, revealing coordinates, hidden caches, and the faint pulse of other human ships in deep space. The path ahead was dangerous, but possible. Humanity had a chance to reclaim lost legacies, to shine against odds no one else would dare face. A sudden pulse struck the hull again, smaller this time, but deliberate. Liam's heart skipped. Outside the viewport, a massive shadow flickered, larger than anything they had faced. The alien fleet was gone, but this presence remained. Something even older, larger, and more dangerous than they had imagined. Liam's voice was steady, resolute. "Get ready. Whatever that is, we face it. Together." The creature pulsed in response, guiding energy toward the new threat. Liam felt determination roar through him. Humans didn't just fight, they adapted, they learned, they triumphed. And now, at the edge of the unknown, they were about to prove it once more. The shadow loomed closer, its massive outline just visible against the distant stars. Liam gritted his teeth. The battle wasn't over. It was only just beginning. The shadow lingered at the edge of the viewport, massive, silent, and incomprehensible. Liam's chest tightened, but he didn't falter. The unknown warship pulsed beside him, semi-sentient energy flowing through the hull, alive and aware. The hybrid creature hovered near the console, its glowing limbs brushing the controls as if guiding them. Humanity and machine, instinct and courage, ready for the final act. "Commander, it's enormous," Mara whispered. Her voice trembled, awe mixed with fear. We can't outrun it. Liam exhaled slowly, his mind racing. Fear was real, but humans thrived on impossible odds. He met Mara's gaze. Then we don't run. We show it what humans are made of. Determination sharpened his tone. His crew, exhausted but alive, nodded in silent agreement. The massive presence shifted, a ripple of energy across the void. It wasn't hostile, yet, but it was testing them, measuring strength, intelligence, intent. Liam leaned forward, hands hovering over the controls. The warship responded to his touch, amplifying energy pulses across the hull, creating a protective shield and enhancing their speed. Prepare to approach, Liam said. We're going in close. Observation first, attack only if necessary. The crew followed, hearts pounding as the warship's energy guided them. The shadow loomed larger, revealing hints of structure. Enormous hulls, alien geometry, patterns that defied comprehension. Liam's mind raced. This was ancient technology, something older than humanity itself. And yet, somehow the warship they had found had the key to understanding it. Scanning now, Mara said, directing sensors toward the shadow. Data flowed in fragmented pulses. Life readings, unknown alien. Energy signatures, massive, coordinated, but not inherently hostile. Liam felt a surge of hope. It's not attacking, yet. We can communicate. We can learn. He stepped closer to the console, placing his hands alongside the hybrid creature. Energy flowed between them and the ship pulsed in response. Liam's thoughts sharpened. He realized the warship wasn't just alive, it was human in intent, designed to protect, guide, and survive. They had become a team, human courage, machine intelligence, and hybrid instinct combined. Suddenly, a pulse flashed from the shadow. Liam felt it in his chest, an almost physical vibration of energy. It was a test, a warning. The unknown warship shivered, responding in kind. Liam's mind raced. He had to act and fast. Focus the energy, he ordered. Show it our presence. Show it we are human and alive. Energy coursed through the warship, converging at the viewport. Light spread outward, pulsating rhythmically, echoing the human heartbeat. The shadow trembled, then recoiled slightly, almost acknowledging their courage, their intelligence, their resilience. Humanity had made contact, not through words but through action and determination. The crew exhaled, relief mixed with awe. The pulse of the warship slowed, harmonizing with the shadow. Liam felt it, they had passed the first test. Humanity had not only survived, they had impressed, inspired, and proven their worth. Mara looked around the bridge, eyes wide. Commander, they're not attacking. They're observing. Learning from us. Liam nodded slowly. Humans survive because we adapt, because we care, because we fight for what matters. And that is why we exist even here in the void. The hybrid creature stepped forward, touching Liam's arm lightly. The ship pulsed in response, a faint glow enveloping them all. For a moment, time seemed suspended, human and machine, courage and instinct, standing together at the edge of the unknown. Then the shadow shifted again. It receded, pulling back into the depths of the void. But Liam noticed something new, a faint trail of energy, pulsing steadily toward uncharted space. The path was clear, a promise of discovery, danger, and opportunity. Coordinates, Liam said, pointing at the display. That's where we go next. He glanced at the crew. We survived, but this is just the beginning. Humanity has work to do, and we will face it together. Mara's fingers danced over the console, plotting the course. The logs indicate other ships like this one, waiting. Dormant. Lost human fleets. Liam's eyes narrowed, determination blazing. Then we find them. We learn from them. We protect what's ours. Humanity doesn't retreat, it rises. A soft hum echoed through the bridge. The hybrid creature pulsed brightly as if agreeing. Liam felt a deep connection, not just with the ship but with something greater. A mission spanning centuries, a legacy of human courage, intelligence, and resilience. The crew exhaled, relief mixing with anticipation. They had survived the alien threat, navigated impossible odds, and uncovered the first secrets of a hidden human fleet. And yet, the pulse of the void hinted at more. Mysteries, dangers, and challenges waiting just beyond their sensors. Liam stood tall, eyes fixed on the distant stars. We've survived the impossible. But the galaxy is bigger than we know. And humanity will meet it head-on. Outside the viewport, the shadow lingered faintly, a silent reminder that the void was alive with threats and wonders alike. The warship pulsed once more, a heartbeat echoing across space, synchronized with theirs. Liam smiled, a mix of exhaustion and resolve. "Set course," he said to Mara. "We chase the trail. Whatever waits out there, we're ready." The unknown warship hummed in response, guiding them into the darkness. Humanity had survived, shown, and inspired. The adventure was far from over. The void whispered promises of new challenges, new discoveries, and new battles. And somewhere deep in the uncharted sectors, something watched, waiting for humanity's next move. Liam's voice was steady, calm, and full of conviction. Humanity doesn't back down. And this is just the beginning. The engines roared. Lights pulsed. The ship surged forward into the unknown,